Clap, monkey, clap.
I tried to imitate, one
Yeah,
of those.
yeah. The... Okay, I think that's really enough clapping. Is that enough clapping for you?
I hate ASMR. Sorry, it just reminded me of ASMR. I do not like it. Like,
That's fine.
People find pleasure, not
Yeah.
sexual.
I was gonna say no, not personally.
Just they feel really nice, but I don't like the traditional ASMR kind of stuff. The listening, I'm just it always freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean visual ASMR is quite good as well. I find it depends for me personally which.
I like really. Oddly enough, the kind of ASMR that works for me is machines. Sounds really weird now.
Oh, what those really satisfying compilations of the
really
machines?
Satisfying of perfection. Machine going cha-ching, cha-ching, and there's a bar of chocolate.
Yeah, no, I mean those are cool.
Super nice. Or just watch someone make fudge. Make someone making fudge is one of the most satisfying things ever, and then eating said fudge afterwards. Is
I mean the eating of the fudge just makes it
fresh fucking fudge. I used to go to Devon.
Yeah.
A lot. I don't go there as much anymore, but I'd love to go back constantly. It's like a second home to me. And I don't know if it's still there. I'm hoping it is, but there's a fudge shop called Rolly's Fudge, and you could smell if they were making
Rolly's Fudge. I think I've had some of the stuff in where is it in Devon roughly? Sidmouth. I think
Seaton. One of the two.
Seaton potentially. I think I've been through Seaton and we saw Rolly's Fudge, but I think they sell it in places like Lyme Regis as well.
Yeah.
So I think Rolly's is still going. So it should still be there.
Yeah, I just didn't know if they were still in Seaton or Sidmouth. I can never remember which one.
It'll probably be Seaton.
If I go there, I will remember which one.
Does it have lots of trams?
No.
It'll be Sidmouth then. Because Seaton has the trams.
Actually, wait, let me just see. I will be... 1 second, I'm going to walk through Sidmouth.
So you could say we're building the world of Sidmouth in our minds.
Shite segue.
It was fucking good, okay?
That was shite. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, no, it was pretty shit. But, it's better than no segue. Anyway, walk through.
Okay, so... there's Tesco on my right.
That's your left?
Shut your face. There's Tesco on my left. The arcade is there. Love that arcade. I think I'm in Sidmouth at the moment. Yes, I'm in Sidmouth. But there's an arcade, and it's a fantastic arcade. Best arcade I've ever been to. I've only been to that arcade. No, I've been to others, but yeah. Okay, so we walk up a little bit. It is in Sidmouth. Anyway, back to it. Love Rolly's Fudge. Especially when it's freshly made. I usually love, because you can smell it down the street.
That's
just
the
like, you
fucking
just
best. It's like the dessert version of being 3 roads over from a chip shop and being able to smell it.
I guess I'm not a fan of vinegar, so I just smell the vinegar and I'm like,
okay.
It's fish and chips. Vinegar's putting me off.
That's fair.
Love fish.
Can't eat whitefish. Another thing I'm allergic to.
Is there any other kind of fish?
Yeah, like stuff like tuna and
I hate tuna.
river fish because they're pink. Whitefish and pink fish.
One of my favourite fish is rainbow trout, though.
Never had trout.
I think you're allergic to it because it's a whitefish.
Probably.
Because I've only ever really had.
Yeah, well, salmon isn't whitefish, so I can eat salmon. Probably wouldn't, but I can.
Yeah. But yeah, tasty fish. Yeah. And you've got the classic cod and haddock,
which are the ones I can't have.
Yeah. I feel so sorry for you because I tend to. I do really enjoy eating fish.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that allergic. I'm not that allergic, so I could probably get away with, a good.
Take some pills beforehand.
Yeah.
Allergens.
Yeah. It'll be fine. How badly can it go?
You could die. I don't know.
None of mine are quite so bad that I'd need an EpiPen, so I won't go into anaphylactic shock.
Anaphylactic, galactic.
Well, I was going to say anaphylaxis, and then I was going to say anaphylactic shock, and I kind of said both at the same time, so I just anaphylactic.
You just tripped up and fell down a well. That's what you did.
Where is the rest of the world that well's in, my dear friend Alex?
Alright. But this is a podcast, if you maybe haven't told by his subtle segues, which
And
I've been ignoring, by the way.
and the title, but you know.
No, just call the title something different. Big boobies and boobs in this video. You get plenty of views.
I think we might potentially also get age restricted.
Oh yeah, yeah. Alright, fuck ass shit cunt motherfucking
Vagina. Nipple.
Oh my god, nipple, no! No, that's gone too far, man.
Areola.
I got chills. They're multiplying. I'm losing control.
It's just like the balls are flying at my face.
Balls are flying to my face.
I've missed that so much.
I miss secondary school, but I don't so much.
I would hate to be back.
Oh yeah, fuck off. I'm so much happier in college.
Uni is so much better.
So much so I'm doing it for 3 years instead of 2. You know, I love it that much. Probably couldn't see my face because you may have been able to detect sarcasm. I don't know.
Yeah, potentially. Just maybe.
Yeah,
but yes, anyway, we should get into the actual title of the podcast. We do this all the time when we have conversations. We just get distracted and tangent 7 million miles away.
I guess that's probably because the podcasts I listen to and watch are just tangents.
Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of podcast I like, but at the same time, when I've decided, hey, we're going to have a topic for this podcast, I kind of like to maybe at some point talk about the topic.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so that was on the... I was just about to say, I'm a writer. And I was just like, wait, did I already say that? No, that was on the fuck up that you did.
The fuck, I did not fucking do anything. Audacity randomly hitched and had like an aneurysm, a seizure, and a hernia all at once.
That is why I use fantastic and oh so great Audition, an Adobe product.
I'm fucking broke, and I just ate the glove that is my pop filter.
Yeah.
Like I am fucking.
If you could see what we've got set up, I've got.
Hey, fuck it.
Audition and a proper.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say proper microphone. It is a proper microphone.
It looks like a proper microphone more than mine does.
Yeah. I mean, yours is a microphone. It's technically a proper microphone, which is why I was kind of...
Yeah, we're both using proper microphones. It's just yours looks like a more professional setup because you've got, your pop filter and...
I've actually got professional stuff.
Yeah.
Proper professional stuff.
Whereas mine's just a Blue Nessie with...
Because otherwise I go pee. My peas will pop a little bit too much.
Yeah, mine's will pop quite a lot.
I've actually got 2 pop filters.
Yeah, no, I just have...
one and the...
Yeah, I mean, normally I would use, like, a big fluffy sock, like a bed sock type thing. Yeah. But, like, recently I just started using a glove, and the glove is working fine, because, like, when I'm streaming, my head's not near enough to it, but it's really a problem. Like, before when I was recording podcasts, I would, like, be sort of, like, super up close, and I'd be talking like this, and I would be really quiet, so obviously it would pick up every single... But now, obviously, I can sit, like, a lot further back, so it doesn't really matter having, like, too much of a pop filter. It's just that extra added, barrier for my peace of mind.
I tend to, I'm about this distance away. Cause I always find that this tends to be the best setup, mainly because I'm used to recording with my little brother.
Yeah.
With one microphone, so it's stuck in the middle, so it's always to the left of me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm used to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, it feels a bit weird to have it, like, on my right side. I'm used to it either being, like, directly in front of me or at my left.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is sort of the distance I would normally go for, which is why I've, like, set up the audio. Like, so this isn't, like, fully, like, the fully most sensitive it can be. This is, like, 90% sensitivity. And this is, like, about where I would, like, be comfortable sitting. I mean, this is about where I'd sit, like, distance-wise, if I was streaming or whatever, except I'd be, like, over here instead.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. It's just dependent on, like, roughly how far.
I think I don't really change my settings. I had it set up first. The one and only time I've actually changed the settings was when I first set it up.
Yeah, obviously it depends on what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, and the acoustics of the room. Obviously, whenever I do these, I like to run them through an equalizer and do a compressor, and
Yeah. Whereas I just go play. Nice.
Yeah, I mean.
Sometimes I change the levels a little bit.
I edit a little bit less when it's like with another person, because like normally I'd go through and I'd cut out all my silence, but obviously that's a bit different when you have a second person there, because obviously they can like talk and you have less silence because it's not. Wait, shit. What was I going to say next? Because you can just carry on riffing.
Yeah, you can just kind of go, I've forgotten what I was going to say next.
Yeah.
And then the other person will start talking or something to fill that gap.
Yeah, it's just really handy.
Mm.
I mean, at times I was like, because I did one on The Matrix, I think December's, whatever it fucking was. December's was like on The Matrix.
Yeah.
And like I had a little set of notes, but I like, the amount of times I was paused and like, let me think. Or I like went and looked up a character's name or something.
Mm. That's why I like having a script in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like tending, because obviously teachers say, "Oh yeah, I can tell if you haven't written something because you write the way you speak." I'm like, "Fuck off, no, I don't." I cannot script unless I'm like talking it and then typing it as I'm saying it.
Yeah. Don't talk to me about that because I write scripts, and you tend to write for characters which have individual personalities, so they talk differently than me and other people and stuff like. Well, not other people, like they'll talk. Say someone's a brummie. I've got a character that's a brummie, and then I've got a posh person.
Yeah.
They're gonna talk very differently.
Oh yeah.
How am I supposed to write? Like teachers would say, right? I know blah 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 blah.
I know how you speak, so that tells.
Speak. Well, in that case, I'm gonna speak like I don't know.
A New York orphan.
Yeah. I'll speak like I'm from the 1930s.
Yeah.
I'm not right now, but I'm just saying a year.
I mean, just be very racist and you'll be fine.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of little details that you need to like include when you're like talking about characters and places. It's just lots of little things you have to add on to something to create that sort of sense of realism. Otherwise, the world feels very sort of hollow.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you look at the sort of things I've written in the past, they're okay. Yeah. I mean, I want to like go through and like rewrite my most recent thing I was writing. It was like this is like a steampunk book, very much inspired sort of by Mortal Engines, very much inspired by that.
Kind of want to watch that.
It's good. If you've read the book or listened to the audiobook, then you'll sit there like, that's very different. Why the fuck is that different? Okay. But the film is still very good.
So I'll do what I normally do: watch the film, read the book.
Yes,
that's always the best. That's always the best way for me, because that way, if you read the book, you've got the original intent, and you get more, and it's just like, oh, so now this makes more sense.
Yeah.
And they fucked that up in the movie, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of things I kind of want to watch. I think Kingsman.
I haven't seen either Kingsman films. Basically, the moment I was like, I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch that. I'll watch that next week when it was on Netflix. Yeah. Next fucking day, it's off of Netflix, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I watched it pretty recently, actually. That's why I brought it up, because I kind of want to read the books.
Okay,
because I think it's a book.
I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah. But at the same time, yeah.
And also, Rise of the Guardians.
Which one's that?
That animated thing about like Santa, Easter
Bunny,
Jack Frost.
Yeah.
I rewatched it. I've only watched that once, and I rewatched it because it was on. I was just like, this is actually a really good movie. I really enjoyed this movie.
It's such a good film.
Really underrated.
Yeah, like it just kind of came out and then everybody instantly forgot about it.
Yeah,
but it's such a good movie.
It's so good. And
because you've got like all of like the sort of quite the heavy stuff of him being a kid, but it also they've sort of contextualized it to what he is now and how that makes him feel a lot better because now he knows who he is. And it's just all the little things, But at the same time, the villain, like right at the end, he's such a good villain. But at the same time, at the end, I still kind of feel a bit sorry for him. I don't know if that's just me.
He's very justified.
Yeah.
Throughout.
His whole thing is
He wants exactly the same thing as Jack Frost.
Yeah, he wants to be seen. And like he's just going about it in a slightly different way.
Yeah, that's really good as a story kind of standpoint. There's someone who is searching for something. The bad guy is searching for something, but the good guy is. Yeah, it gives you that sort of duality of like the approaches to it as well. It sort of shows you. It sort of draws a clear line between good guy and bad guy, whilst at the same time blurring the line. If you know what I mean? Because it's a clear line of okay, this is how a bad guy does it. This is how a good guy does it. But at the same time, they're also kind of the same person. But the bad guy is very clearly a bad guy. Yeah, it's it's great. It's a really underrated film. I don't know. I'm still wearing my headphones. I don't need them. Yeah, and there are books. The children's books. Yes, they are. I've kind of read into it. It's very different to what the movie is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really want to read the books.
It's like fucking How to Train Your Dragon. I read the book. Fucking hated it. The book's terrible. In my opinion, I fucking hate it.
Really?
Yeah, it's so boring. I was reading it and I'm like, I don't care about these characters. You've not invested me in them at all. And the book's over. Cool.
Really?
Right, I'll go back to watching the movie then.
Love the movies. Yeah.
Movies are fucking great.
Oh, they are great.
When's the third one coming out?
February, I think.
Cool, because I'm going to interested to see that.
I'm so gonna watch that. I rewatched both movies in a row very recently.
I started watching Race to the Edge on Netflix.
So have I.
The animation's weird.
It's off, yeah.
I don't like the animation.
It's off.
I mean, even the second film, the animation's slightly off because they've tried to like grow up all the characters. They've done like a kind of half shoddy job of it, and everything just looks. It's kind of very uncanny valley.
Little bit.
Yeah. Well, I say very uncanny. It's a little bit.
Stoic looks really good in the second one.
Yes. Yeah, I'll give you that.
He looks really good in the second.
And that fucking his like the final part of his character. Oh, right, fucking there.
Yeah. Stoic was always one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the side characters were a little bit underdeveloped. Like you look at like Fish Legs and Snotlout and all, but they could have done with a little bit more depth to them.
They're developed more in the TV series and stuff.
Yes, yeah, I've sort of seen bits of it because they have like 4 or 5 different series. They have like Riders of Berk, and they have Race to the Edge, and they have another one which I'd forgotten about.
Yeah. I watched a little bit of Riders of Berk.
Yeah, I watched that while I was on YouTube.
I kind of lost interest, but I kind of watched enough for Race to the Edge to make sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've watched I got sort of like half of Riders of Berk while it was because it was like on YouTube for ages for some reason. And then it like got taken down, obviously, as it should be technically. But yeah, obviously, Race to the Edge is now on Netflix, but none of the others are. So I'm still like watching it.
Race to the Edge is Netflix original.
Okay, yeah. Race to the Edge is obviously on Netflix, and I'm like,
it's actually got the proper actors.
Yes.
The voice actors.
Yeah, I'm sort of watching it and like, okay, this makes sense.
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also going off what you were saying, it's kind of weird because it's an in between.
Yeah.
Of the second film and the first film, so they're kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Which was really weird.
Yeah, I mean, I like some of the like weirder developments, like all the different dragons and stuff that come into like the series, like the fact the Thunder Drum gets really in Riders gets redeveloped because Stoic ends up with his own Thunder Drum.
Yeah, and then but in the second movie it was a completely different.
Yeah.
And then Race to the Edge kind of go. There you go.
Yeah, because I watched like the first 3 episodes of Race to the Edge.
I've never finished it. I enjoy it. It definitely satisfies my How to Train Your Dragon itch.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on the book then? Like.
Okay. I started with like the 5th book in the series, which was weird.
Okay. I can see how that would be better.
Good. I really enjoyed that one. And I read the first one, and I have not read any of the others.
What's your opinion on the first one? Because obviously that's the only one I've read.
It's slow.
Yeah. I found it was super slow, but at the same time, nothing really happened.
Yeah.
Hence why I think it's shit, to be honest. Well, I say it's shit. It's a very good idea, executed quite poorly, in my opinion. And, like, they try and, like, make Hiccup an outsider, and they're giving you this dragon that's also an outsider, but it's like, there's nothing special about him. And it's not like, oh, there's nothing special about him. He's, like, the most bland character, and it's, like, a part of his design. It's just, it feels like they just forgot to make him a protagonist.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, I mean, I think by the 5th book, which is the one I first read, he was properly developed and stuff.
Yeah, I reckon, obviously, if I'd, like, sort of read the first one, and then read the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, then I probably would have, probably would have appreciated it much more. But because you cut it down into, like, the individual books, and, like, obviously everyone starts with the first book, because, it's the film. And then they're like... It's not, which is obviously because that was, like, the other thing that put me off it. And then, like, thinking back...
off of the book series.
Yeah, thinking back to it now, I'm like... Yeah, I mean, as much as obviously I hated it because it wasn't a film that I was expecting, it wasn't a film like I was expecting. It also just wasn't very good.
Yeah. But Toothless is a completely different dragon, and then he gets another dragon, which is like Toothless in the movie.
Wait, he does?
Yeah, he gets a second... In the 5th book, there is another dragon he has, which is more like Toothless.
Okay.
And also he can speak Dragonese.
Huh?
I think that's also one of the book names, How to Speak Dragonese.
Yeah, because there's like How to Break a Pirate's Curse and, all this sort of stuff. I'm sure, like, when you read them as like a whole and look at the series as a whole, it's probably very good. But obviously, you're going to start with the first book unless you're a widow like Alex, who starts with the fifth book.
Yeah, you know.
But if you do what normal people do and start with the first one, it's just a very poor introduction to a series. Most people would probably, well, I mean, obviously I know it's directed at younger kids, so they're not going to care about how the characters aren't very developed and there's nothing special. But I want to be able to, I want like not complex but nuanced kids books that I can pick up and read. This is why I don't like Harry Potter. I do not like the first Harry Potter book. I went back and reread it. It's so shit.
I can't get through it. I've never finished it.
I know. I got through it when I was a lot younger. I couldn't read book 5, and I never got around to book 7. But the first one, I loved it when I was younger. Reading it now, oh, it's fucking terrible.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care about any of the characters. But what do you think about it? You go out with the characters. Same thing happened with Percy Jackson. I can go back and read all of Percy Jackson. Fucking love it.
Yeah, that's true.
In my opinion, Percy Jackson is a far superior book to the Harry Potter series. I will fight people on this. Percy Jackson's a much better series.
I agree. I really do.
And, oh, look at that. Rick Riordan can actually write in characters that are, inclusive and show the diversity of society without being a piece of shit. Miss Joanne Rowling! Sorry, I'm very passionate.
I think this became a personal attack on JK.
Yes, I will personally attack that woman.
Wow. Okay.
As much as I won't send a bomb in the mail.
Yeah, I was gonna
Keep an eye on letterbox, miss. No, seriously, that's not actually a bomb threat. Please don't swap me.
Wow. Just so you know, he's not in this house right now. Well, he is in this house, but this is not his house. Please do not come to this house.
Don't come to any of my houses.
Any of my 14 houses.
Any of my 3 houses, because this is now mine. I live here.
I'm sorry, what?
This bed is now mine.
Oh. Anyway, yeah. Rick Riordan. He's really good. I'm still reading his books.
Yeah.
The new ones that come out, I still read them. I'm reading the Apollo.
The Trials of Apollo is really good. I think.
Got a couple down
Yeah, we're waiting on the next one. I think we're up to date because he's done 3. We've got all 3.
I need to finish the second one. I haven't finished the second one.
I'm trying to reread Kane Chronicles, which I think Kane Chronicles is the one thing that I don't. Not I don't like him for. It's the Egyptian one. It's the one thing I can critique him on is he didn't do as much as he should have with Kane Chronicles because it's only a trilogy, and I can understand it is designed I think at a younger audience because it's a lot more lighthearted and it's kind of fourth wall-y because the whole thing is Rick Riordan said, "Hey, I transcribed this from a battered audio recording that got sent to me by some random kids." And this is their story, not mine. So it's obviously it's like a weird fourth wall thing where you've got Carter and Sadie and they're like telling the story, and there's like little bits at the start of each chapter where they're ripping the microphone off of each other and saying, "Okay, he's really shit at explaining this bit. I'm gonna talk you through it."
That's fair enough.
So it's very much designed at the younger audience, but it's still in the same universe. But
yeah, I mean,
and there's plenty of world.
Well. I read the crossover for it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, there's plenty of potential for like a bigger, like more expansive world. As soon as he brings in like
in his kind of.
Yeah, I mean, he's starting to do it with Magnus Chase. He's obviously because Magnus Chase is related to Annabeth, which I would say spoilers, but at the same time, it's like really early on in the first book that you find out. So,
Yeah,
and also
if you haven't gotten to that point in Percy Jackson, the Percy Jackson ones, that's in the second series of Percy Jackson, the Roman version.
The names ran away from me as soon as I tried to remember it.
Yeah. I can't remember the name.
Heroes of Olympus, that's it.
That's it.
Because I was thinking Trials of Kronos, and I'm like, that's nothing like anything. I think one of the Heroes of Olympus books is something of Kronos, maybe. But then I was thinking Trials of Apollo.
Maybe.
But yeah, no. So at that stage, obviously, they're like Annabeth and him are together, and then like
super together, but then he loses his memory.
Yeah, that's super weird. But then like this is sort of set after Heroes of Olympus, but before Trials of Apollo, I think Magnus Chase. Because I'm not sure, because maybe Percy is like at uni at college. Sorry, when he's like talking to Magnus about it. He's like trying to teach him about boats, and
that's during Trials of Apollo.
Is that during Trials of Apollo? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was before or during.
He goes off.
Yeah, he's like back home during Trials of Apollo, like at the very start. He's like home for the holidays or something at that stage.
He's definitely not around.
Yeah, no.
Which is good. And also, it reintroduces one of my favourite characters, which is Leo.
Yeah.
I loved Leo.
Fucking love Leo so much. Although I think, really, the one thing that you can really proclaim, like, Rick Riordan's really good at is the world. It's like everything's interlinked, even if it's only tenuously. Like Kane Chronicles isn't really linked to Percy Jackson until the crossovers, apart from like there's one throwaway line that Amos Kane makes where he's like, because there's like, oh well, why don't you build this in in Manhattan? He's like makes a comment about how it's on the wrong side of the river, and also Manhattan has other problems, other gods, and it's so throwaway because Carter and Sadie are like, wait, what do you mean other gods? But at this stage, obviously, it's the fact he's mentioned gods at all, not other gods, because they don't know anything about the Egyptian gods at this stage. So it's, wait, what the fuck are you on about gods? And then so obviously you're reading it, and that's where you get hit is, wait, gods? What the fuck? And then, you just kind of forget about it for the rest of the series. Nothing is ever really mentioned ever again until you get to the crossover books. And that's what he's doing, is he's now starting to link everything together. I mean, what's going to be interesting is if he does something after Trials of Apollo, where he gets everyone together, gets all the Egyptian kids, and
I don't know. I don't think he should.
I don't think he should, but it'll be interesting to see if he does. As much as I don't think it will be the best move, I like keeping them separate. I would also be very interested to see what he did with it. He would be damn good.
I just like just not really seeing them in the same kind of space, but just you got that in the back of your mind. They're all there. It's all happening relatively at the same time.
Yeah, but the thing is, obviously, you instantly come up with problems of like, well, but now you've got like multiple different sun gods, and how the fuck does that work? And he explains it. It's like, well, the sun gods are like, it's not actually the sun, because that's the thing. It's like in Kane Cross, he's like, but the sun's just a giant flaming ball of gas, 92 million miles away. How the fuck does this work? And it's like, okay, look, Carter, it's not actually the sun. It's our representation of it. And then they explain of how you can have. And that sort of answers the question of how you can have multiple gods of one thing, because they're all someone's representation. Then Heroes of Olympus goes in even further with it when you talk about how obviously they're the same gods and the different sides of them. And he's thought of so many different things. He's
so well thought out. It's as he's adding more, he's thinking, how was this affecting, and how will this affect?
And you got the representation in it, which makes it feel believable. Because as soon as you look at something like a slightly more less representative film, so I don't know, maybe look at maybe the first Harry Potter, you'd look at it and say it's not very representative of people, but then at the same time no races or like anything are specified, but at the same time there's no real LGBT characters in it, and you can say, well, it's not very realistic because and then you have what Rick Riordan does is as he writes it,
it's Harry Potter is set
90s, yeah.
In the 90s, so it will probably be a little bit less.
Yeah, it would be a little bit less.
But you don't really,
But now she's going back and trying to smoosh it in and retcon it, and it.
I don't think she should.
And she definitely, obviously at one stage I was fully team J.K. Rowling, it was really great, and then she started doing it more, and it's like, okay, that's enough, and now it's Jesus fucking Christ, I will arrest you if you do not stop.
Yeah.
But Rick Riordan's got the perfect balance of that's what this needs, and he's putting in more diverse characters, and he's adding in Nico, and Nico sort of, you can tell there was something there at the beginning, but it was like, is this kid just weird, or does he have a crush? And then at the end he's actually no, it's a crush.
I was just like, oh, I feel so bad for him now though. At the end I was just like, poor guy, I don't want him to be with, but poor guy. And then he saw a hot guy from Apollo.
Yeah.
One of Apollo's kids is my hot guy. Like, alright, you get him. Yeah, go for him, buddy.
Yeah. You got this, my dude.
Yeah, it's just like, Percy needs to be with Annabeth. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm a true Percibeth stan.
That was brewing.
Yeah, I mean, what's really funny is, we were talking about harem animes, before. You just brought up the topic of harem animes before we started this.
Yeah.
Percy has a harem,
little bit.
Legit, because you got Rachel, Nico, Annabeth, there's a Calypso at one stage. Obviously she's now with Leo, but technically Calypso because she fell in love with him. And then there's another couple of people, and it's like, shit, Percy Jackson just has a harem.
He does, but he's all for Annabeth.
Yeah.
Even when he does lose his memory.
Yeah, I mean it
was interesting and weird, but I can't understand.
It gave you his context on an entirely different situation. So you sort of were able to grow up with Percy, and you got to relate to him, because he was very much, because obviously where they sort of injected him so late into, especially being one of the child of the big three, it was super weird, and it was very jarring. But because he was so much an outside character, it wasn't like with Annabeth where she basically grew up in the camp.
Yeah.
It was hey, look, you're this age, and now here's Camp Half-Blood, and
Yeah.
it's the exact same as what happened to you. Is everything was very, oh wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So you got the same thing of, oh wow, that's super cool. And
Yeah.
again, it's the same thing Harry Potter did, but
Yeah.
you know,
I think Rick Riordan did it a bit better.
yeah,
I think from this conversation, I think we like Percy Jackson.
yeah. Something tells me we both like Percy Jackson
And
quite a lot.
even though we're both like 19, you're.
I'm 18, but
He's 18.
yeah, not far off.
I don't care. I'm still gonna read Percy Jackson.
Yeah, fucking.
I started reading that back in I read the first one back in like when I was in year 2.
Ooh, I didn't read it until a little bit later than that. I must have been like year.
Oh yeah, I think I started reading it before the end of the first series of books.
Yo, yeah, I think they were all out by the time I started reading them because I had a look at The Lightning Thief and I think I tried to pick it up and I never actually finished it, and then my sister wanted it back
Yeah.
because they're my sister's books.
Yeah, it was actually I remember finding it. There was a little in one of our my classrooms. There was a little corner of a bookcase, and it had stuff like Series of Unfortunate Events. I think it had a few Roll Dial. I think it had a couple of Terry Pratchett books as well.
Yeah, I find Terry Pratchett's writing style is very descriptive, but I have to be able to read it, and I don't like, especially at the moment, I can't sit down and devote the time to reading.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I will read it, but it gets kind of confusing at times, and like my brain is, especially at the moment, it's like, eh.
So yeah, I was kind of going through all those books every now and again. I'm a big reader. I've always been a huge reader.
Yeah.
And it was one of the top of the class.
Yeah.
Was reading, because we used to have levels. And
Oh yeah, no, I mean I
shot to the top of that, and I didn't have any more books to read.
No, that's the thing. That was one of our reading levels at my primary school. Was you got up to level 15. That was the hardest books they had. Then they had level 16, which is we don't have anything better for you. Bring your own books.
Yeah.
And I was like in like
similar.
the space of one day, I went from like level 12 to level 15 because they were like, okay, we're just no, that's not good enough for you. No, that's not good enough for you. Okay, 15. Stick with that. And then the book was so shit. We just kind of said that I did finish it. Basically, me and my mum sort of read it, and it's like I'm like, this is really easy.
Yeah.
But this book is terrible.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, we'll just say you finished it.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
then I moved straight on to just read my own stuff.
We didn't have numbers. We had colours. That was always. So yeah, we're special like that. Yeah, I think red books was like the lowest.
Yeah.
You start off, so everyone starts off red, and then it was I can't remember the colour order, but I just remember I skipped a lot of levels, and black books were the hardest ones.
Yeah.
And I went up to top. I was just like finished. I read all of the books that we had in that section, and it was just like, go to the library.
Yeah.
Whatever, just take a book. Whenever. Reading, because we had like specific reading time as well.
Yeah.
That's just reading time, you gotta read.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, during this time, you could just head to the library, pick a book.
Yeah. No, I mean.
Or if there's books over there, go grab it. And one of those books was Percy Jackson. Bringing the story full circle, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, this was like year 5 was when I did all the skipping of like levels and stuff.
Oh, really?
It was,
I was in year 2.
yeah, well, I mean, this was sort of like our like level system was like a lot slower to build up.
yeah.
It was like super weird because like we got like decent chunks of books in our level 15 section. They were proper books. I mean, they were still for kids, but you know,
Yeah.
like before that, all my teachers have been very much, oh no, you have to finish this many books. And did you ever have was it Biff, Chip, Kipper, and Floppy?
What?
Yeah, those are the ones.
Wait, I need to hear this story so badly. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wait, you don't know anything about Biff? Oh, fuck. It's very difficult to pronounce because Biff, Chip, Kipper, and Flop. They're like the reading books that we had at our school. They were like the set amounts of reading books. And they were like the first few levels. And like my teachers before then had been very, sort of very determined of, no, you will read these. And then I sort of hit sort of year 4 and 5 and they were like so chill about it. They were just like, keep reading. Go up the levels. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, whatever. And then I reached year 5. And it was like our end of year 5 party. Because my teacher decided to put on like a little party and it was like, like food and nibbles and stuff like that. But instead of going to the party, I was like, hey, miss, can I go sit outside and just read my book? So I sat on the stairs reading the second Scholar Really Pleasant book.
He was a bit of a loner.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, I'd be at the party.
I mean, it was a year 5 party. It was trash.
Yeah, but it's still a party, dude.
I had some food, then I went and sat and read a book. I was fucking happy.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, I'm just equating them to our parties.
Oh yeah, no, this was like
Yeah, I'm
some
just
really
thinking.
crappy music played out of a terrible speaker with like a terrible picture on the really crappy whiteboards.
We had a foosball table,
No,
an
this was
air hockey table.
no. That would have been a party I would have fucking gone to.
Yeah,
Ours was shit.
that's the part is we used to have discos. Oh, the discos were ever so fun.
I never went to any of the school discos.
Oh, I loved us. I went to every single one because all it was a few hours of music in the main hall, and then there was a games room filled with tons of games.
I don't think we ever had the games room. We just had the hall.
Yeah, and
With-
then there was another place which was kind of the canteen. It was the old art. It was the art room, which was great, and they just moved the tables around and put a shit ton of sweets there,
Yeah, that's fair.
so you could just get sweets and stuff. And then
Yeah,
there
no,
was
we
some
had the end of
quieter areas.
yeah, we had the end of year disco, but our teacher specifically put on like our year group. We
Yeah.
were gonna have like have some music in our classroom, and I think they kind of moved the tables back a bit, and it was just really shit. So
Yeah,
I went and read.
Okay.
Yeah.
I completely. That is now justified.
Yeah,
Because I was equating them to my one, which were fucking great.
yeah, no, well, ours were pretty shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you were saying, you got into Percy Jackson back then, but yeah, I wasn't. I was a bit later,
You were a bit older.
and it took me a little bit more to get into it because this was sort of the point at which my reading was starting to stagnate a little bit.
Mm.
I was like sort of looking for, I guess,
Something.
anything, but at the same time I was like slowing down for some
Yeah.
reason. But yeah, no, Percy Jackson was like sort of came in. I'm like, yes, this is great, but I'm gonna take ages to read it, and now I'm like, I fucking devoured the entire series in about
Yeah.
2 weeks.
I
I mean, I'm like from Lightning Thief all the way up to Heroes of Olympus.
Yeah.
Once I got through Lightning Thief, because that took me a while, because I was like reading like 3 other books at
Yeah.
the same time. But then I like, okay, just Percy Jackson for now, and then I just went through all of it. And
Mm.
yeah, and now I've been sat on the first like about halfway through the Red Pyramid, the first Kane Chronicles book, for about 4 months now because I don't have time to read.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably do, but I just don't because I've got other things I'm doing.
That's fair enough. I tend to read more comics now. They're easier to digest.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing that got me back into reading was like comics. That was like the one sort of saving grace
Yeah.
for my reading ability.
Did you like Scott Pilgrim the movie?
I haven't seen it, and I
Oh,
haven't
fuck.
read any of stuff.
Well, I've just got a brand new graphic novel.
I'm about to get lynched.
Yeah, I'll get you rope. Anyway, yeah, I got a new another one of his graphic novels called Seconds, and that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I got it for Christmas. I finished it yesterday. Yesterday was Boxing Day.
What is Scott Pilgrim like then?
I love it. It's difficult to explain. Well, okay. It's I don't know. It's really difficult to explain. I just love it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's my favorite movie of all time. People have varying opinions on it,
Yeah, I've seen
people see-
very different things talking about it.
but for me, it's been my favorite movie ever since I watched it. And at that time, I watched it and watched it and watched it 3 or 4 times because it's a very fast-paced movie.
Yeah.
So, and I was kind of young. I think I watched it when it first came out, on probably a disc and stuff like that. So I watched it. I was just like, "What just happened?" I know I enjoyed it, but I don't know what happened. So I watched it again. I understood a bit more, so I watched it again. And each time I was just seeing more and more stuff.
So has he like built it in layers of
Yeah,
detail?
More layers of detail. I can quote so many scenes now because I've seen it. Every now and again I will just go, I'm going to watch Scott Pilgrim. That's all I do.
Yeah.
I can quote so much of that.
So like, what's it like for like plot? Is it like realistic or is it like fantasy or sci-fi?
So not realistic in the.
Because I've only seen like little bits, but it always seems to be the bits that look realistic. I'm like, I know this isn't Scott Pilgrim, but at the same time, this looks.
Oh, it's.
Well, no, this
you know
isn't
the-
Scott Pilgrim like summed up, but
Do
this
you know the plot? at
No.
all?
nothing,
Okay.
nothing
Scott-
at all.
Scott Pilgrim. He lives in Toronto, Canada.
Fucking love Canada.
He is in a band called Sex Bob-Ombs.
think I know that about that much.
Yeah. He's dating a Catholic schoolgirl. And then he meets Ramona, the punk American bluehead chick who uses roller skates and doors and hyper. I can't remember the name of it. I'm a huge fan, but I can't remember this one detail. It's like a hyperspace highway that goes through his brain, which is about 2 point something seconds long. It's not really explained, but it's still.
I'm thoroughly lost.
Yeah, I know.
Because you said she uses roller skates and doors and a hyperspace highway that goes through his brains in about 2 seconds. I'm like, that tells
I'm
me
not great at
fucking nothing.
I'm not great at explaining things, but it's on Netflix.
Is it? Okay, cool. I'll have to watch it then.
Yes, you should.
Yes. Well, not doing anything tonight, so.
Yeah, that's good. I'm probably going to watch Scott Pilgrim tonight. Or read the graphic novels. I don't know yet.
Why not do both at the same time?
Well, I don't have the graphic novels.
Well, then shit.
I need to get them. I've read them, but that was kind of like borrowing and
Yeah.
renting stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's,
Fuck my knuckles. Fuckles my knuckles.
fuck on my...
Yeah, fuckle my knuckle.
Cock my fuckles!
Cock.
Yeah. Well, this is... We've just been talking about books and movie books mostly.
Yeah. That's a good point. But it, obviously, bring it back to world building.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously
That's
movies aren't so great for like keeping like the detail for like movies aren't so great for like keeping the detail for like of the books when you like translate it over. I mean, you look at I hate to bring it back to Harry Potter, but that's like always a really good example.
It is, yeah.
Like, 'cause, I mean, you've got the amount of detail that like comes in like the Harry Potter books, and then like how much they take out. Because you think, first Harry Potter book, it's not immensely long and huge and like like my penis.
You learn more about the Dursleys in the books, don't you?
Yeah, there's a lot more talking about.
In the movies, they're just dickheads.
Yeah, but like it
But
opens.
you kind of understand why they're dickheads later on because he's a Horcrux.
Yeah, but I mean, you sort of. It's when right at the start, obviously, because it opens with talking about Vernon, and you get to feel for what he's like as a person, and it just there's like a lot more detail in it, and obviously everybody fucking loves the films, and like as much as I hate the books and I hate J.K. Rowling with a burning passion of A Thousand Suns, if they made
I follow her on Twitter.
I don't have Twitter, so I don't have to, but I routinely.
My choice.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Like the films are actually fucking great, and I tell you what, if they made a Marauders Netflix series, oof, I would be all over that. Like as much as I hate Rowling, I can acknowledge that she struggles from the fact that all writers do as soon as they try and write something after they've been vastly popular at fucking bombs.
Yeah.
Like she did that with her second attempt.
I don't even know what she did after.
I don't even know. I don't remember what it's called. That's how bad it is.
I think it's because Harry Potter was so vastly popular. You just can't remember.
You can't outdo Harry Potter, so you are never going to do anything ever again in the eyes of the media.
Because people are still.
Yeah.
She's still making a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, I mean, especially when she keeps milking it for all it's fucking worth. Like, stop, please. I know you give an awful lot to charity, but please stop.
Yeah.
Do something new. I know, obviously, your new things don't work, but pump the new things as much as you possibly can. Okay. Eventually, you'll hit on something new.
I'm gonna ask you something. How have you watched Fantastic Beasts?
Yes, not the Crimes of Grindelwald, but I've seen Fantastic Beasts.
What is your opinion on it then? I want to know your opinion.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a step in the right direction for her creating new stuff. When you think of The Cursed Child, that was very much... Obviously, she didn't write that.
I try not to think about The Cursed
Child. As much as we try not to... Tell you what, I fucking love...
Have you actually read the screenplay?
No,
I have.
I am saying, after I watched the Austin McConnell video on it, I stayed as far away from it as I possibly can. I'll tell you what, that fucking... His, rewrite of The Cursed Child, I would fucking watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
And that... Because he then followed up with as some college kids wanted to write something based off of his rewrite.
Yeah.
And they wrote something slightly different, and it's like this. Well, they're not college kids anymore. They were, but it's now this minimalist theatre experience because it's this tiny little theatre, and it's actually apparently that's very good. I'd love to see that, but it's really telling when, you know, stuff that she is directly involved with,
Mm.
she can't seem to do particularly well. But then as soon as, you know, she writes something that's like, and then other people take it and then rewrite it, it's just instantly better. You can make it Harry Potter
Mm.
and make it good Harry Potter. But yeah, no, Fantastic Beasts, it was very much a step in the right direction for what she should be doing.
Yeah.
Like, you think about how much of a clusterfuck Cursed Child was. I know roughly what the plot is. Well, no, I know like the entire plot because you did a play-by-play of it.
Yeah.
And like how much it's so obviously trying to milk the nostalgia for Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
And like, especially like when you look at what it is as such, I mean, that's a writing style thing. Like when he was talking about it, Ross McConnell was sort of, you know, I was like, oh shit, he's right. But Harry Potter books are mystery books. When you think about it, take away everything that makes it Harry Potter. What is the plot? It is a mystery plot. It is the second book is a boarding school murder. That's all it is. It's a string of murders and attacks in a boarding school.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then the first one, what's Fluffy guarding? That's the mystery. The mystery of Nicholas Flamel. What's Fluffy guarding? The second one, the mystery is who's, you know, petrifying all the students. The third one, who's Sirius Black? The fourth one, you know.
Third movie is my favorite.
Oh, third movie.
Just gonna say.
Yeah, it's such an unpopular opinion because obviously, you know, it's
know
the whole
why.
time travel. I think a lot of people hate the time travel part of it. But I actually, it is one of my favourite representations of time travel in media ever because it, from a physics point of view, it makes sense.
It all makes sense. Yeah, it conforms to itself so well.
Yeah.
Which is, it's really good. But yeah, that's not why I like it. I like it as a movie. I don't know why I like it.
I know, I just...
All in all, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know why either, but like, there's obviously a lot of people hate it because of the time travel. Anyway, yeah, the whole mystery books versus the Cursed Child, which is a time travel book.
Plus, you know, Gary Oldman.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
fucking Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
Anything with Gary Oldman in it instantly has me. Like, I watched Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy the other month. Oh, Gary Oldman.
Element.
Not seen it.
One of my favourite things about Fifth Element: the protagonist and antagonist never meet.
Ooh, okay.
They never meet.
I feel like Fifth Element's on Netflix.
It might be.
If it's not, then whoops, gonna watch it illegally. What? I didn't say that.
I think it is actually. But yeah, I think that's fantastic. The main protagonist.
Yeah, that's such an interesting take on it. I mean, it makes you have to like design the entire plot around that, and you have to try and build like.
They'll be in the same place.
Yeah.
They will like be in the same area, but they will not.
It creates such an interesting dynamic, and it instantly changes everything you thought you know about like trying to write something. When you make sure that your protagonist and antagonist never meet, it's just makes everything different, and you have to construct everything so much differently. It's like when you think about fucking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I fucking love Hitchhikers. But like the amount of like random pace changes and stuff, he has to change his writing style so regularly. I mean, you think about Arthur Dent goes off and fucking lives in a cave, but then he then goes off and lives in a different cave. But it's a completely different dynamic because it can't be the same because he's now gone mad. But it's a different kind of mad. It's I have found a home where I can make sandwiches all day.
Yeah.
But he's still gone mad, and it's just like that sort of world building. You've got to like pull different elements from everywhere and just link them all together beautifully.
It's a tapestry.
Yeah, it's one massive fucking tapestry.
And some people fuck up.
Yeah, and it just doesn't work. I did have an original point when I was talking about, Fantastic Beasts, that was it.
Yeah, we were talking about Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, very much a step in the right direction. I think some of the execution could have done with a little bit of work. Like I think the balance of like comedy versus like seriousness was a little bit off. Like you think about the point where he's basically trying to do a mating dance with that giant fucking rhino. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, like anything but that. Anything but having what's the fucking Eddie Redmayne like present his ass to the camera and go at the camera is anything but that is fucking fine, but just not that. But other than that, Fantastic Beasts was a great film. I think spoiler.
A bit iffy.
Yeah, spoilers for the second one. I think because one of my
I've watched
course
the
mates.
second one.
Yeah.
So it's not spoilers for me, but I'll let you know if it is spoilers.
Yeah, it pretty much is. Well, unless it's a lie. Basically, he said he went and won some tickets to see the previews, like before anyone else, like at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So apparently, Johnny Depp's not actually in it that much. He's like, because obviously the whole thing is, Johnny Depp's gonna be in it loads, and apparently he's like barely in it. He's in it like 2 scenes maybe.
He showed up a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's not about him.
Yeah, because the whole thing is like the
It
fact
may
that
be the crimes of Grindelwald or
Grindelwald.
Grindelwald. I can't. Yeah, it doesn't really count.
Griswold.
Grizzly boy.
I mean, he does look like a fucking piece of gristle, doesn't he?
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's not about him.
Yeah.
It's about Credence.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't.
This is spoilers, but Credence is alive. It's
Yeah,
about
I mean, I
him.
kind of knew that.
It's about him, and it's about them they're trying to find him.
Yeah, I think
Everyone is trying to find him, and he's trying to find who he is.
I think the one thing I will say about Fantastic Beasts is there is very much a very lost opportunity with Ilvermorny. The fact they haven't gone into Ilvermorny at all, because that's it's got such a good like history and culture and backstory behind it. Like the idea of how it was founded, and you know how you have like a Muggle guy founding one of the houses, and it is his house. And he knows nothing about it. He just picked the animal that he liked the most.
Yeah.
And there's all this very intricate story and world behind it that you could so easily integrate. And as much as at that point you do run the risk of remaking Hogwarts in massive fucking inverted commas, you do run that risk. At the same time, you could also do a damn good job of creating a new culture, because that's what it is. That's what the Ilvermorny system and like the entire American magic system is. And like obviously you've got a whole the racial themes as well, because obviously
Makusa, that is it. It's Makusa, isn't it? That's the magical thing in America. That's what they called it.
Is
or
it?
something? I don't know.
well, they got. I'd say I think it's quite interesting because you can go into like a lot of social context of like the time, because there's the race undertones, like when you have magics and no mages, that you're defining an entire people by can you or can you not do magic, not versus you're in the real world versus you're in our world.
Yeah,
That's very much a sort of a culture shift of what ethnicity are you, whereas Madge versus no Madge is very much a you are one of us versus you are not one of us. It's a case of you're a Muggle because you're in that world, versus you are in our world, you're part of the Wizarding world. It's very much a how much do you know and how much are you part of our culture, not are you one of us. And they sound very similar, but you can get what I mean, right?
Yeah. All I like about the second one is that they go to France. It's mostly in France.
I think I kind of guessed that from like a lot of the shots. I'm like, I think that's Paris.
So I really like the idea of the Fantastic Beasts series going to different countries.
Yeah, I mean, I think cause,
going to the different cultures, seeing the Wizarding world in France, seeing it in America, seeing it in Russia, Germany.
And the thing is, you can like integrate it into like Newt's story as well, because obviously that doesn't have to be Newt's story the entire way, but you can integrate.
Newt was supposed to travel. He travelled the world.
Yeah, he travels, and you've got obviously at the end of the first one, obviously he releases the Thunderbird, which is an American magical creature, and you can very much relate him to he doesn't have to be there because he's part of the plot with Albus or Credence. He can be there just because he's interested in the creatures. Like he's going along because
which is it kind of is, but in Grindelwald he is tasked by Dumbledore to find Credence and stuff like that. So it's kind of a bit iffy. It's just like I just want him to do what he does.
Yeah, I think that would be the thing. Obviously, you don't want them just to fancy that you're here, because Newt that would be way too coincidental and just be shit as a plot device. But if you have Newt in a place doing what Newt does with the creatures, then he's like, Albus, tasks him to do this or do that or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I'll go there, but this is why I want to go there. And he has his own reasons for being there, and it's related to him as a character and his magical creatures and his own plot line. And it just creates, obviously you can get like 3 or 4 different plot lines all interweaving together, and you can create like a much more rich experience. Obviously I haven't seen the second one, so I don't know how far towards that it's going.
My opinion of Fantastic Beasts 2. I'm just going to call it 2
because then you don't have to try and pronounce Grindelwald.
Yeah, Grizzly Boy.
Call it the crimes
I'm just going to call it the Crimes of Grizzly Boy.
I'm down for that, to be honest.
It might even be a better name. Anyway,
essentially, yeah, easier to pronounce.
It feels like okay. I have to talk about the first one. The first one is a standalone. Second one is part of a series.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, so they've written the second one with very much with the intent of it becoming part of the series.
Part of a series.
Instead of
starting here.
Yeah, instead of it being able to stand on its own 2 feet and also be part of a series. Okay.
Whereas Fantastic Beast is a standalone that so happens to have a sequel.
Yeah, I think that would be what we obviously you don't want to like take the character from the previous one, put it in the next one, because then you have a series. You can do that, but I think a good way would be to have that character like not make a cameo, but you know what I mean. If I say make a cameo in the next one,
Yeah.
so they can be related, and maybe you can take like a smaller character, like a side character, like for example Credence. He's he's a big part, but you don't know Credence.
No.
It's very much about Newt and his relationship with Credence, but not knowing anything about Credence himself. Obviously, with the second one, if you make Credence the main character, then well, it's related to the first one, but you can introduce Credence as fresh and new, and you can do that with each different one. You can take a character and then you can introduce them fresh and new, and say this is this character, have at it. It creates like a much more interesting, because you can look at it and you can track it through the series, and then maybe like the last one is very much a sequel to all of them.
Yes.
Like if you did it that way, I would have no complaints, because I think making a film for the sake of a sequel is fucking stupid. Like we all knew that there was going to be 5 Fantastic Beasts, but the way they wrote the first one was very much, okay, we're going to write 5, but just in case.
Yeah, it was more of a just in case we don't. This one works on its own.
Which is what they should do with each one. They should be able to say, at any point, they should be able to say, okay, that's enough, stop.
Yeah.
And then obviously when they hit the last one, it's like, okay, no, this is going to be our last one. Let's take all the ones that have come before and just mush them together and like get the best characters and bits of plot and like link everything the way we always intended to.
Yeah. I kind of agree.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you could do it different ways, but
there also the thing is, it can also not work at all if you do it that way.
yeah, I mean that way you would potentially run into the trap of everything feeling like a reskin of the previous movie, and like, oh my god.
Not that. It will make it feel like you've just taken a few plot points and mashed them together to see, and throw it at a wall and saw what stuck.
Yes, I mean I think you would need an overarching story the entire time
It from the beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Still,
I mean plan it from the beginning. Definitely.
You'd have to have it so it's planned from the beginning, but also able to just cut off.
Yes, that's sort of what I'm vaguely heading for. You want to be able to plan the entire thing, and you want an overarching plot line that's in the background, but it needs to make sense when you like start with 3 and then watch 2 and then 4 then 1, and they need to all still make sense. But you want that cohesive plot line running through the entire thing.
Yeah. But then you also run the risk of it being cut short.
Yes.
And nothing.
So you don't want it to be too big. You know what I mean? You don't want it to be too big. Yeah.
It's so much of a fine line of between everything fucking up.
Yeah. I mean, when you start, like, when you go in with the intention of making 4 sequels to something, you run so many risks and you have to do it so well that it's why, like, long film series don't get made anymore. And I think it's another reason why Percy Jackson didn't like work as a film series. Don't shoot me, I don't hate the Percy Jackson films.
Okay.
Let me explain.
I'd like you to explain.
I think as Percy Jackson films, they're fucking shit. They're terrible. They're terrible Percy Jackson films. But as films, they're very enjoyable. I mean, they still have negative points, and you can definitely critique them in so many ways. But as sheer mindless fun, as what they were intended for, which is that sort of age audience, and you can look at that and say, actually, that's not a bad film. You've got some half-decent characters that haven't been developed to their fullest extent, but obviously you didn't have enough time to do that because, hell, you take the entirety of the second Sea of Monsters, you would never fit that. That would be like 2 films.
Yeah. Sea of Monsters is a much bigger book.
Yeah, Sea of Monsters is a lot better for the sort of deeper,
There's
like the
so much in
subtle
sea
development.
Of as well. There's so many different things.
Yeah. So it just obviously when you like look at Percy Jackson, obviously you've only got to do what Rick Riordan did, but on a screen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you still have to try and translate it and decide what bits do I cut out, what bits do I include, what do I change, and you can see it fell apart because it was a bad adaptation, but at the same time, they kind of felt the second one felt very reliant on the first one because it was like such a big thing of how he was a One Quest wonder, and I know obviously that was I'm pretty sure it was quite a big part of the book as well. It's been a while since I've read the second, but I know it was quite a big part. But they made it such a huge part, it couldn't stand by itself. If they hadn't made it such a huge part, you could sort of say, hey, look, this guy has some skill, but at the same time he's also a failure, and that could be Percy's like that could be his character. It's like he has, and obviously you know that there was something before this, and he is a dude. But as long as you explain everything, you could also watch it separately.
Yeah.
And there's lots of potential there, but they just didn't do it.
Yeah.
But
that's one of the things I hate when I watch a movie. I hate seeing the potential for it to be better.
oh, it's the worst fucking thing.
I hate it when I leave a movie and say it had potential to be so much more.
Yeah.
That's so much worse than watching a bad movie.
Yes. Because
if you can see where they
you
can
feel
go,
robbed.
if you just did this in a different way.
Yeah, because if you see a
just
bad...
kind of, I don't know, if you expanded on this and just ignored this, the potential is there, but you just
if you see a
it.
bad movie, it's just a bad movie. But if you see a movie that with lost potential, you feel personally robbed of a good movie.
Yeah.
It's not, oh shit, I wasted £5 to see a shit film. It's, I wasted £5.
It's not £5, it's like fucking 20 quid.
Well, it depends on where you're going, whatever.
That's true.
What you're seeing it in, but sort of somewhere between £5 and 20 quid.
Yeah.
I was like, I just wasted that, seeing a shit film. Oh well. Whereas if it was like one that had real potential and you were excited for, and that's the worst part, is if like it's a film and you're like, oh, that could be really good, like Battle Angel. Have you seen the trailers for that? Well, it's sort of like this weird mech cyborg thing. Yeah. It's cool. It looks really cool. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I feel like that runs the risk of being one of those wasted potential films, it looks.
It looks like it could be good.
Looks like it could be amazing, and the CGI is great. And they've done they've done face tracking like that has routinely gone horrifically wrong. Like you look at like the weird motion tracking films that they made, like something like Polar Express.
Oh, that film's so good. It's so bad it's good.
Yeah,
that's one of those really. It's not a good film.
It's a terrible fucking film. It's.
But you still want to watch it.
Yeah.
I think enjoy watching it.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of nostalgia. But the thing is, they've done like this weird motion capture thing with the protagonist, and like it's damn good. They've put a lot of production into it. Like its CGI is great, and it feels like there's going to be this big glorious backstory to it. But at the same time, it runs that risk of having none of that.
And also, it falls into the trap of Uncanny Valley very well.
Oh yeah, so I mean this. It's sort
in fact, I actually wrote about Polar Express when I was doing an essay on it.
Oh yeah.
Because we had to talk about Uncanny Valley. I was just like, well, Polar Express is perfect for that.
I mean, I don't...
As well as Beowulf. Beowulf is a weird movie.
I haven't seen it. I want to.
Oh, it's got, what's her name?
It's another of those 5 motion capture films that they made. Because like the Beowulf was like the second one of the 5 that they made. So they said, okay, we're going to make 5 motion capture films. Oh no, it's like they're going to make motion capture films. They only ever made 5.
Yeah.
And then they had to just shut it down because it just didn't fucking work. They all flopped.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from Polar Express, which actually
did.
It did all right, and then there's like, this weird cult nostalgia following for it.
It's one of those lesser of 5 evils.
Yes. Yeah. We've been going for like an hour. Yeah. So.
Hour and 3 now.
Hour and 3. Yeah. So potentially we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
At this stage, because I'm not going to edit like any of this out, so it's going to be like a full hour.
I think mine's actually frozen.
Shit.
Because it does say 1 hour, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and it has done for the last.
I'm 3:38, so I'm 1 hour 3:38. So we're just gonna have to hope that you can use your mouse.
Okay, it's just running very slowly because now it says 1 hour 3:20.
Okay, yeah,
so
yours.
I'm okay-ish.
Yours is super behind. It's just bogging down. So
this would be a good place to stop. This has been a fantastic podcast of
yeah.
a lot of stuff.
A lot of tangents and talking about stuff, but there's lots of material, and I think we've.
There's a huge chunk of books and movie adaptations. I think that's what this podcast has really been about.
Yeah, the whole idea was world building. We did a whole decent bit on world building. We were able to relate each bit to world building, but at the same time, it is about books and movie adaptations.
Books and movie adaptations, and how much we enjoy books.
And Percy Jackson.
So much.
What about being a slut for Percy Jackson? I
wouldn't really call myself that, but I mean.
I would.
I enjoy the movies.
You wouldn't want to get fucked by Percy Jackson?
No.
No?
No.
Well, if he wasn't taken by Annabeth, obviously. That's the official opinion.
Now you've got me thinking. If I could, which character?
Oh, that's a good point.
If you could get with one character, but this is now gone with. This is After Hours podcast here.
Yeah.
This is post show. If there was one character that you got with, who would it be?
Fuck.
You can go for gods and stuff like that if you really want to.
No. I mean,
The gods are dickheads.
gods are dickheads.
Which
At
is
least
really
the
good.
characters are just regular flawed people. Ooh, that's because it's also great. I love them all. I don't know if I want to fuck them all, but I love them all.
Okay, don't fuck them. Just who would you really want to meet in real life and just...
Well, the maker part of me says Leo immediately because we would nerd out so much about it.
Yeah.
Wait, are we allowed to go out of Percy Jackson, or are we speaking just the Percy Jackson series at this stage?
I know most about Percy Jackson.
Okay, we'll stick to Percy Jackson then.
I've not read Kane, and I'm thinking of starting
Magnus. Yeah. Oh yeah, but shit, you then got people like Frank.
Yeah, you got Frank.
Frank's fucking great.
Oh, Frank's fantastic.
Piper's amazing. Oh shit.
And then you've also got fuck, her name's
Hazel, yeah. I think I would probably pick Leo just because I feel like we would get on the best.
I think I'd love to meet Leo in real life. Leo sounds...
It's the stupid jokes and the fact that we both like making things. And...
Yeah, you'd get on so well. Like, I don't want to be a cop out and say, "Oh, you're Percy Jackson."
I mean,
but I
Percy.
kind of do. He's chill.
Yeah,
like
he's
me.
super.
I relate to him so much because he's so chill.
Yeah, super chill. But at the same time,
he's so not.
Yeah, I mean that whole thing about the dark
he's
side.
The protagonist.
Yeah, whole thing about his dark side, where obviously where they fell into Tartarus and everything. That was such a good arc. I mean, just there's a couple of like Tumblr posts that I've seen like on Instagram because that's where I get most of my Tumblr posts from, through Instagram.
Interesting.
Yeah, but basically people said, well, what would have happened if he hadn't have caught Annabeth? And people have said, well, imagine how bad that would have been. Yeah, because he saw his dark side in Tartarus when he was drowning her in poison. But imagine that in the real world. Obviously, it's not got the added bad of Tartarus.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that would be no coming back from this dark side. Because that was, hey, I'm threatening Annabeth, and there's a real chance I could kill her. That's the point at which he snapped. Versus, she's actually dead.
Yeah.
Imagine how bad that would have gone. So he's such a well-written and complex character. You've got like that.
He's the most human.
He's the most human because obviously he's the main character, and you have imprinted yourself.
He tends to be the main character. Tends to be the most well-written.
Yeah, because obviously you imprint yourself onto him as a character, and you relate to him
very
more.
Clearly did.
Yeah.
I was impressionable.
Yeah.
I probably have taken things from his personality as well.
Yeah, I think the sort of very joking nihilistic sort of fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
I guess I'll die then. That sort of attitude. I think. Well, I mean, it's a very student attitude to have for one.
Yeah.
But it sort of makes him a very relatable character because we all sort of sit there and we're halfway through, a term. We're like, I guess I'll die then.
Yeah.
But it gives you a sort of a point at which you can reference yourself against Percy as a character. So yeah, if I couldn't meet Leo, it would probably have to be either Percy or Annabeth.
Although I'd love to chill with Dionysus. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
We'd get so drunk. It'd be great. It would be fantastic.
Well, no, he would.
He doesn't drink.
He doesn't. What about the
Diet Coke?
Yeah. Don't you quite like Diet Coke as well, though?
I hate Diet Coke.
Oh no, you hate Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Detest it. I'm sorry.
Well, that'd be fine.
I tend not to drink.
Well, no, because he would pull out all his nice, expensive alcohols. You could drink his alcohol for him, and you could get Diet Coke and give it to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you'd get on really well.
Maybe yeah. But yeah, but there's also other characters which are really well written.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Fucking Zeus's daughter.
Oh, Talia.
Talia.
Fucking Talia.
I'd love to meet her. There we go.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet Talia.
I'd also quite like to meet. I know obviously you haven't read Magnus Chase, but
Yeah.
Alex Fierro. Love to meet.
I'm
he.
looking at him so blank.
Yeah. As much as I hate the use of she/he, Alex is gender fluid, so you have to, because obviously don't like they, so you don't use they because it's she/he. But yeah, so Alex would be a close sort of third or fourth.
Yeah.
After Annabeth, Percy, and Leo.
Yeah.
But that was the After Hours podcast.
After Hours podcast.
Has your laptop finally caught up?
It's on 1 hour and 8.
Yeah, I'm about 1 hour and 10, so.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know how long it's actually going to take to stop this.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Just
I can't remember. Do you sign off or do you just?
I just kind of end it because
Okay.
this is like a very raw thing for me. Like I
Yeah,
don't. If you wish to sign off, you go for it.
I kind of did by asking if you sign off. Do you sign off? No.